Many of the top pro-life leaders today had a powerful journey that brought them to the forefront of the movement. That includes the president of a premier pro-life legal team. And for this week's Pro-Life Focus, we share her story with you.
We never become stronger as women when we abort our own children.
From Capitol Hill in D.C.,
American taxpayer dollars should be spent on helping people to live and live well.
to your TV. Americans United for Life President Catherine Glenn Foster is a fierce defender of the unborn.
The Supreme Court needs to wake up. It is not women who need to change, but a nation that would discriminate against pregnant and parenting women.
She can be frequently found educating others on how the abortion industry preys on vulnerable women. It is, tragically, a truth Glenn Foster knows all too well.
You know, there are so many different catalyst moments that people have when it comes to their journey to become pro-life and to really speak out for life, to be on the forefront standing for life. In my case, it was a personal abortion story.
At just 19 years old, Glenn Foster faced an unplanned pregnancy and, unaware of the pro-life movement's resources, did not know where to turn.
So I went to the internet and I found the second cheapest abortion facility that I could find. It seemed like, okay, maybe it's a little bit safer. and I booked an appointment for that Saturday. I knew that I couldn't wait any longer than that if I tried to wait longer, the bonding that was already happening would just have kept going. And that Saturday, I aborted my child.
She describes the abortion experience as devastating, especially when she realized clinic staff did not actually care about her or her choice.
They always do an ultrasound to make sure that they're doing the right procedure and to make sure that that they charge you the right amount of money. So they're doing this ultrasound. They said that I wasn't even far enough along yet, and I said, well, there's my answer. You know, there's the voice of God saying, you know, I'll find another way. And I said, okay, great. You know, that's that. And they said, well, hang on, let's check again. And they checked again, and they said, oh, just over the line, old enough after all. And so I said, well, can I see the ultrasound? You know, it's my medical record, it's my child, let me see the ultrasound as part of my decision-making process. And they said no, they said that was against their policy. And so I went to the back, to the table, and just everything in me just screamed out that it was wrong, that I shouldn't be there, that I should leave. And so I tried to get up, and in the end, they held me down and forcibly aborted my child.
Okay, underhand. Yes. Woo! Good job, Abigail.
Today, years later, Catherine Glenn Foster now strives to protect unborn children and values the children she has at home with her.
Okay, go ahead and roll. You get 2 every time. Here you go.
Her pro-life direction is one she credits to divine intervention.
Going to law school was a God thing. God just laid it on my heart and said, you know, you need to go take the LSATs and, you know, the entrance exam to law school. And I thought about it, I prayed about it, I said, you know what, I'm going to do it.
With a law degree from the prestigious Georgetown University under her belt, Glenn Foster went on to serve as litigation counsel to Alliance Defending Freedom and advise the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee and other congressional committees before landing at her current role at Americans United for Life. Creating effective pro-life legislation is an increasingly crucial task, with growing speculation Roe v. Wade could soon be overturned. And working to pass pro-life laws is taking Catherine Glenn Foster full circle.
My first season at AUL, my first legislative session at AUL, one of my favorite bills that was passed was an ultrasound bill, so that at least women, when we're in that abortion facility, when they're already doing the ultrasound on us, when we ask to see it, they have to say yes. And it seems so common sense. It's part of our medical records, it's part of informed consent, and yet all too many women don't get to see our babies until it's too late.
Whether at home with family or at the forefront of the pro-life movement, Catherine Glenn Foster thanks God for where she wound up in her journey.
I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my child. I probably wouldn't even know about the pro-life movement. I certainly wouldn't have come along this journey in the way that I did, because it really was a calling from God. You know, I'm here because God put a calling on my life and said, you know, you need to redeem this experience. You need to you know, do everything that you can to make sure that other women, other girls don't find themselves in this same situation, stripped of their real life-affirming options. You need to stand up for the children, you know, the youngest, the most vulnerable, the tiniest members of our communities, and just make sure that someone is giving them a voice too.
Thank you to Catherine for sharing your journey with us.